Boom! What's up, peeps? Happy Tuesday. It is 9:27 on a Tuesday morning with the white Asian camera ninja.
What's happening?
As you can see, he's not just a camera ninja now. I've posted a nice video of him dancing yesterday, and he's been embarrassed about it, so I thought I'd bring it up straight away.
If you planned this one.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah, man. Got to throw some love. Yeah, wow. It's been a week already. I can't believe it. Time flies. And this week, again, another manic week. As you can see, I look like absolute dog shit. I'm tired as a mother trucker.
You look lovely.
Thank you, mate. Really appreciate it.
That's right.
You're a good liar. But yeah, wow. This week, it's been intense. So yesterday I taught at Performers. Again, I can officially announce that I now teach regularly at Performers in Birmingham, which is really, really lovely and very flattered. I'm an associate lecturer.
What does that mean?
I have no idea, but it sounds so cool. It
sounds nice.
How much cooler does it sound than dance teacher? What are you? Commercial dance teacher. What are you? Associate lecturer. This makes me sound like such a grown up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yesterday I taught 7.5 hours, and it was wonderful. I left the house at 5 a.m. Drove to Birmingham.
How long did it take you to get to Birmingham?
No, I left the house at 5:25 a.m. It only takes 2 hours, but I leave super early to beat the traffic. Because, you know, like...
Yeah. If you
you
go
leave
that
that tiny bit later, you hit that traffic, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
So I got there super early, taught, drove back, wonderful day, but I was cramping all damn day. I was so tired. I got through my first 3 lessons, had lunch, and then the rest of the day I kept getting cramps in my legs, and they just would not go.
This is a reoccurring theme for you at the moment, it feels.
Yeah, so, but I can tell...
You getting old, or...?
Yeah, definitely getting old, but I can tell you why. So, on the weekend, it was my grandmother's, my nan's 70th birthday, and we surprised her for the weekend. Like, there was like 30 of us that rented a house in the back arse end of Wales.
Right.
And surprised her. She had no idea it was happening. So we fucking partied hard. And Saturday night, I got so white girl wasted that, I almost drunk a whole bottle of gin, and I had like a bunch of cider as well. Great time. So much fun with the family. Like, literally didn't stop laughing. Like, it was just epic. So nice to have everyone there. But Sunday, I had the worst hangover of all time. Like, every time I stood up, I felt like I was going to fall over again. Like, my head was booming, and I was like, I haven't had a hangover like this in forever. Probably since I was on tour with Dream Boys, so what's that, almost 2 years?
2 years.
Like, that's how long I haven't had that kind of, like, pounding headache. It was rough. So I feel like the cramps kind of contributed or came from that. You know, like, my body was still
proper
like...
dehydrating.
Even though my headache had gone, my body was probably at, like... I bet if I had, like, one of those Whoop wrist strap things or whatever it is, that it'd be, like, my body's only at, like, 65% still. And I'm trying to get it to, like, work at 100. So, yeah.
And how many hours did you teach for
Performers? 7.5.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of classes.
Yeah, it's 6 classes, hour and 15 each. I think that's 7.5 hours, right?
Something like that. Maths is hard.
Yeah, maths is hard, but I think I'm right. Well, happy. Who would have knew? I haven't even got a GCSE. You know, I failed my maths twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
I failed it once.
I failed my first.
That's why we're here.
You know, you do like it in modules. So you do like 3 different tests or something like that, and they all contribute to your final score. Well, I had such bad score on the first 2. They were like,
just don't even bother the third.
Yeah, so they failed it, and then they were like, we're going to set you up with a different exam board, and then I failed that as well. So I'm really proud of that maths. Let's hope it was right. And so yeah, that was my weekend. Partied hard with the fam, super fun. Like, and where we were, we had no signal. So I just didn't even bother touching my phone because I had no signal. So I was just like, what's the point? And then I just let it die because I was like, I'm not using it. And dude, it was so good to disconnect. So good. I think I kind of told you yesterday, like, it was just amazing just not to have my phone, to have no notifications, no nothing. And speaking of notifications, you said you had 500 notifications this week on your phone.
A day.
A day?
A day. I've turned it all off.
You need to turn off your notifications.
Yeah, I felt so addicted to my phone the last couple of weeks since, like, we've been doing this as well. I've been on it more. And I started to feel such an unhealthy pull towards my phone. Every spare second, I was like, I got to check my phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, fuck this.
I still have that, but I turned notifications off probably a year ago. Best thing ever.
I definitely I did it like 2-3 days ago, and straight away I'm starting to feel like less of a pull.
And I've also turned off the ability to see people's, like, likes.
Gotcha.
So I don't see how many
I might
likes
have to do
people
that
get
as
on their
well.
videos.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, you don't think it's a big deal, but after like a week of having it turned off, I was like a little bit liberated. Like I wasn't looking at everyone else's videos and then mine and seeing a difference. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, like how social media just have us by the balls.
Oh.
Because like for us to like market our companies, you
We
have
need
to
it.
be on social media, you know? And like the algorithm, I don't know if this is true, but the algorithm kind of like makes you continually post or else you start to fall off. So they know they have you.
Yeah, of course.
It's quite a constraining feeling. I don't know, that's a word,
is,
but we'll
but
go
I
with it.
love it.
It's a love-hate, right?
I hate it, but I love it. Do you know what that's off?
Some shitty horror film.
No. Off Abripper X, the Beachbody thing. The old guy, he'd be doing abs and be like, "Time for Crunchy Frog," and he goes, "I hate it, but I love it."
Right.
Like that in the middle of the ab exercise. And me and John Graham used to, when John lived with me a long time ago, we used to do Abripper X every day.
Did you?
Yeah, and we used to say it along with the guy who'd get it up on YouTube. It was so funny. And then even like we'd go to rehearsals and we'd do it, and we know the timing of when he says stuff, and we'd be doing it, and we'd be like, "It's time for Crunchy Frog." Oh, it's so funny. Anywho.
Anywho.
Off subject. So yeah, that was the weekend.
Yeah,
The
must be
weekend
nice
was
to disconnect.
dope. So nice.
Because you're quite a phone-heavy person, aren't you? What I mean by that
or
is
just a
you're not
work-heavy person.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and even if it's like not actual like work, like I'm not teaching or something, I'm thinking of work.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So
Writing notes
I
down,
kind of
messaging
had to
people.
disconnect because I couldn't do anything. So it was amazing.
Mm.
Very, very liberating. I would like to try and, I mean, I'm going to throw it out there, but it's never going to happen. Like, imagine you could I'd love to be able to do like even one day a month where I just
no phone.
don't use my phone.
Yeah.
It won't happen, but I would love to.
Well, with this whole, have you heard about the whole metaverse thing from Facebook?
The metaverse.
Metaverse. I'm fucking scared of that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Totally not dance related at all, but whatever.
I just don't look into it.
Mate, I don't know. We're so close to it. I think we're so close to like living most of our lives in the digital world,
Yeah.
which scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. But I feel like also it's a choice, right? Like,
I think it's gonna get. I don't know. Deep. That's a conversation for off air, probably.
we're going to turn into North Korea.
Probably.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like.
Me too. But
Yeah.
don't worry, I've got a really good kick and I'm fast.
Well, we need to make a lot of money.
I'll save
Go
us.
buy an island, and we
save
can
me.
just podcast from out there.
I just told you, bro, I'm just going to get a Tesla, live in it, work in it,
Work in
drive, get delivery delivered to my Tesla. Like, be fine. Anywho.
Who needs Georgia or the dog?
Yeah.
I got a Tesla.
Yeah, good Tesla. I'll get them one to be in the car next to me. So yeah, and then last week I had the most amazing experience. Like I choreographed my first, I think it's a national commercial. I'm
National?
assuming it is.
Well,
like,
yeah, judging by the.
yeah, I
the
can't
name.
say the brand and what it was for because of an NDA, but it was bonkers. It was huge. So we rehearsed on the Wednesday and we filmed Thursday, Friday for a 30-second advert.
That's such a lot of time.
That's
Isn't
a
it?
lot of time. And it was so dope. It wasn't super dance heavy. It wasn't like I had to do loads of choreography, but I had to organize like 100 extras
Muggles.
and muggles and make sure they're in the right, and
Muggles.
they're not dancers at all, like in all different ages from kids to like grandparents. I had to organize them and make sure they're all in the right place at the right time, and they were doing like a social dance from like a specific country.
Right.
So I had to kind of study that and learn it, which was quite straightforward, to be honest. That wasn't the hard bit. And get them all to be in the right place at the right time. And then we had a celebrity on set, a really, really, really famous actress.
Oh, really?
And I had to
Are we
teach-
talking like big?
yeah. Like,
Right.
like
Were you nervous, big, or were...
if I'm being 100% honest, I didn't have a clue who it was. I just looked at her and I was like, she's really familiar. And then everyone kept talking about her on set, and I was like, let's see who she is. And then when I Googled it, I was like, oh, I know who she is. She's
That
a big,
one?
Yeah, she's a big deal.
Right.
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, so big.
Gotcha.
Like, so yeah, that was cool. Worked with her, and yeah, man. And there was I don't know if I can say all this, but one of the mains was a 6-year-old,
Right.
and dude, what a trooper.
Was she good, was she?
Yeah, her name was
6?
Maddie.
That's young,
Her name
innit?
was Madison, and she was incredible. Like, so the stuff we had to do with her was so intense for her. Like, it hurt her a little bit, I imagine, because like there was lots of I can't say what she was doing, but it was like, it was a lot for a 6-year-old. And dude, she didn't complain once. She would just go to me every now and then, like, how many more are we doing? I'm beginning to hurt. And I'd be like, okay, like, let me see if they've got the shot and we'll try again.
Gotcha.
And it was just nuts, man. Like, I've worked with, I mean, I bitch and moan way more than she did. She's 6. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. But just the whole experience. But on Wednesday, when I got there to rehearsals, I was really nervous. Like, I was cacking myself.
Were you nervous because...
I just felt out of my depth.
Out of your depth, gotcha.
Yeah, imposter syndrome.
But
Massive
you weren't given
syndrome.
a huge amount of details to work off?
No, I wasn't given much details to work off. But
was that why you felt nervous? Or was it like,
yeah, that's why I felt nervous.
Or was it because it was like a first-time thing?
No, more because of the details thing.
Gotcha.
I feel like if they'd said, we want a choreography to this song and it needs to be 4/8 and make it look like this, I could be like, I can nail that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But because it was just like, this is what we kind of want to recreate and nothing else, I was like,
okay.
Oh, cool. And then they tell me how many people are involved and I'm like, okay, cool. Why are we shooting for 2 days for this tiny thing? You know, just felt like a bit of imposter syndrome.
Yep.
And then on the Thursday, once we started, I mean, I did nothing for probably like 2-3 hours, and then it was nonstop. But as soon as I started, like, I was in. I have that. I'm like the ultimate blagger. Like, I have this thing where, like, I just go, right, I'm in it, let's just make it work. And yeah, man, it was amazing. I worked with an amazing director and associate director. They really seemed to like me. They were like very positive and like, thank you so much for like all your work and stuff. There was a sports choreographer, which I don't know what a sports choreographer normally does. I guess they conduct things which might be deemed as like stunts or sporty or stuff, but he had the easiest gig in the world.
Right.
Because essentially
Those
they
are, like,
did like a
one stunt,
rehearsal
wasn't
the
it?
week before with the little girl on like some trick thing she had to do, and then they just came and kind of...
Do you reckon it was like an insurance thing? Like, they had to be there to cover like on-set insurance or something?
I have no idea, but I just know that
they did nothing.
it was just a very easy job. But his name is Chris Snood. His son is a dancer as well, which is crazy. His name is Chris Snood, and he was an Olympian.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's been to the Olympics 3 times. So that was quite cool talking to him about like Olympic stuff. Like he did like 70s to 80s. So that was pretty dope. He was a diver, like Tom Daly. So yeah, man, that was cool talking to him, kind of learning a little bit about that. And he was teaching me about how like people get on the stunt register and stuff. And I know a little bit about stuff like that, but it was really interesting to hear like his perception, because his job is to pass people like on their diving and stuff like that for stunt registers.
Oh, okay. Wicked.
And he was talking to me about all these different jobs and like, I guess the kind of work he gets as a diving coordinator and a stunt coordinator kind of thing. So that was cool. But yeah, man, this 6-year-old was amazing. The day, all in all, just the budget and stuff that going into that job is mental. Like, I sent you a photo of one of the cameras that one of the guys had on, and it was
like
90 grand, bro. On his body.
Can we bring it?
No, we can't bring it the photo. 90 grand.
You're not really meant to even taking photos, are you?
No. 90 not meant to take photos. 90 grand. I said to the guy who is like, not the director, but the guy who is in charge of all the cameras, I don't know what his job would be. Imposter syndrome, see?
Yeah.
And I went to him.
That dude.
I went to him. A GoPro doesn't cut it, and he just looked at me like that was the
You're
like
such
he
a
was
prick.
so he was just not impressed at all, and I thought that was really funny. Not at all, apparently, but it was so cool. So he had an app on his phone, and he'd get his phone and he'd be like, "Yo, before they change lens and stuff like that and figure out," he would have an app on his phone and he'd swipe across and it would shoot like I don't know what the lenses are.
Yeah,
But he'd
yeah.
have an app which shows all the different lens sizes.
That's so
and he would
cool.
look at it through his phone before he changed the camera lens so he didn't waste time.
Yeah.
Just shit like that. And I was like, yo, this is sick.
Proper efficiency.
Yeah, and I'm so used to just doing TV, like, or live stage where it's just like there's a bunch of cameras and
You just look
like
into
that's
them.
the set.
Yeah.
They set it all up. We go on stage, do it and bounce. Whereas seeing it constantly change and having the stuff like that, it was so good. So I was literally just like, I imagine I really got on their fucking nerves, to be honest, because I was
We
like,
just asking all the annoying
I
questions.
was, I wasn't asking many questions, but I was literally like a fly on shit.
Right.
Like I didn't leave their side. I was just trying to absorb and learn as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because I was so worried that they'd be like, ask me to do something or they'd use a specific reference and I'd be like, you who? What? Like,
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
you know? So yeah, it was fucking dope. I loved it. But shout out to Lizzie Goff for putting me up for it. Super grateful. I love you, Lizzie. You're the best. And what are you touching my lights for? You're going to make me look browner.
I'm just going to dim it down a little
Oh, my super bright.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's tripping me out looking at the lights. Anywho, yeah, so such an amazing experience. Very grateful for it. And you know what? The celeb, the actress, like, such a pro, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I've worked with people who are really dope at their job, but she was insane. They did one take for over an hour and 50 minutes. No, hour and a half. Over an hour and a half, they did one take. And it's literally like a line.
Right.
Like, imagine she just went blah 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 blah.
So how come it took so long?
Because it had to be so specific because it was about the product.
Right.
So she was holding the product while saying the line. And it had to be super specific. And they kept being like, try like this, try like this. And she would just be like, switch it. And she'd have to like giggle before it and then go into being really serious.
Right.
And like, I've never seen someone just be like, okay, cool. And again, and again. And she'd run over, she'd look at the camera and she'd be like, oh, this doesn't look right. And she'd just do it again. And I was like, a little bit in awe of it. I was like, yo, like, that is fucking sick. Like, you can see, obviously she's a huge actress. So an hour and a half probably on one take for her is
kind of normal.
Yeah. You know, if you've been leads in films, but like, it was dope. Just watching her work, someone at that level, I was like, this is super inspiring. Like, this is why you're you.
Yeah.
This isn't a mistake. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't by accident. Like, you've bust your ass to get here and you know what the fuck is going on. So that was super dope. So yeah, that was the job, man. It was amazing. I might become a sports choreographer. I imagine they get paid a shitload, and that week looked like an easy week for them. Maybe a regular one is hard, but that one was a win. Yeah. So that was kind of the job. It's kind of the week.
That's good, man. Hopefully it leads to more work, hey?
I hope so.
As you said, you got on with the director and the AD.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I've eaten like shit all week.
Well, because you're just in London and hotel living.
In London, I've been traveling loads, like, and I've just not been at home to cook food, and like, getting nice food takes time.
Yeah.
And everything's been so on the go, and I feel it. That's why I look like dog shit today.
You look lovely.
My face probably looks swollen from all the sodium in the food I've eaten and like alcohol I've consumed. I'm still shredded, but
still jacked though.
I'm still jacked though. But yeah, man, it's a great week. How was your week?
Good. It was, I think, my quietest week in a long time. So I took advantage of that.
That's because we had no program.
No program. Yeah, I didn't have any like shoots or anything. Like client wise, it was much quieter, which is really nice. I really took advantage of it. Saturday I went and saw the new James Bond.
Oh, you likey? I haven't seen it yet, but I know what happens. But let's not spoil it for the
Let's not
world.
spoil it. Cinematography, beautiful. Story, unless I don't think I watched the last one, so maybe I'm missing some plot holes, but I just didn't get it. I got it, but it was like, it kind of felt like a filler episode, but it was like a filler film. It's like, right, Daniel Craig's getting a little bit old now, sack him off, bring the next one, sort of thing. It just kind of felt like an exit film, and it didn't really feel, to me, it didn't feel very thought out.
Okay.
I'll still go and watch it though. It felt very James Bondy.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
All action, all girls.
Daniel Craig looks like my dad.
Does it?
Yeah, but like my dad looks like a Daniel Craig's fucking Hollywood star. My dad's a painter and decorator. So obviously they don't look exactly the same. But like when my dad was younger, I always be like, oh, like looks like my dad. And my little brother, we have a different dad. And when he was a kid, my dad was my mum, my stepdad, and my little brother were in the car. My brother must be about 10, and my dad was running down the road, and my little brother went, "Mum, look, there's James Bond," and my stepdad was like, "Great."
Brilliant.
Can you imagine? You'd be like, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But no, my dad looks like James Bond. Nothing else this week, just chilling.
Just chilling. I think just a lot of people around me have had a lot of success this week, which has been really nice. I've just been catching up with mates and talking about their successes this week. So yeah, it was nice.
You're a kind, giving person.
I like watching my people succeed.
You do.
I do.
You do. So yeah, that's the week in a nutshell.
That's
pretty
the week.
Fucking spectacular. Today's topic of discussion is audition tips.
Audition
We're
tips.
going to talk about some audition tips.
I know nothing about this, so I'm going to ask all the stupid questions.
I know a lot about audition tips. However,
Carry on talking. I'm just going to move the light again.
okay,
Sorry.
mate, not very organised today.
No,
you?
I'm not very organised.
However, I know a lot about audition tip for guys, but I guess most of the things things I'll bring up will carry over. However, I believe girls' auditions probably don't have the same energy as boys' auditions from what I've been told and kind of what I've seen. Wow, you just walked right in front of my camera.
I know, right? Sorry, mate.
How did that disrespect? Figure it out. Get that light in.
You carry on talking.
No, it's okay. I'm just intrigued to see what you're doing. Yeah. So I imagine go. So I imagine the environments of girls and guys auditions are different from what I've heard. But we'll cover some audition tips. So things.
Go on, rewind quickly. In what way do you know them to be different?
Well, normally girls' ones are way busier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because there's less guys in the industry, or is there less guys in the industry?
Oh yeah, way more. And I believe that, and I might be wrong, so girls, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But from what I've been told by specific females, that girls' auditions cannot get quite like catty, but like people are out for themselves to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, it's an obvious thing because you're trying to book the job, you're trying to make sure you can pay your rent.
Yep.
But with guys' ones, all the ones I've ever been to, they're very like fun, boisterous, loud, supportive.
Oh really?
Banter.
Right.
Like, especially if I'm in the room because I'm an idiot.
Because you're an idiot.
Yeah, and like to me, that's my favorite thing about audition is having fun. And normally it's like the only time where you get loads of your friends in the room and you're like, hey, this is sick. Like, you know what I mean?
Are you always auditioning with people like you know well? Again, is that just
not anymore.
Yeah,
but
like
back in the
roll
day,
back a couple of years.
yeah. And even when I was in LA, like even if I didn't know loads of people, I met loads of people at the
Yeah.
auditions because we're all going through the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all nervous, but we're all trying to make the best of a situation and we're all trying to chase the job.
Yeah.
I met a lot of good friends at auditions and like have good memories from auditions and bad ones, but like a lot of fun ones. Like even if you didn't get the job, I would always be like, what was the win in that?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's good parts of that day. But some tips. Let's start with the very beginning. So I feel like the one thing which I've been quite a successful auditioner in my time.
I was literally going to ask, what do you reckon your success rate is?
I mean, the jobs I don't get, they're not normally because I don't believe. They weren't because I wasn't good enough. It's because I was probably not the right look.
Mm-hmm.
Or like.
But did you make it to like final round quite like often?
I don't think I've ever been cut at the first.
Really?
Not that one. Yeah, my first ever audition, I got cut in the first round.
Did you?
Yeah.
Can we ask what
I
that was
don't even
for?
know if it was my first one. Might have been my second one. But it's for Janet Jackson.
Ooh.
And I shouldn't have been
That
there.
was your first audition?
Second.
Janet Jackson?
It was my second. But I shouldn't have been there.
Right.
Like, I was so at my depth. Glenn Borg hooked me up with Dancers Inc. to go in. And I walked in and it was like Cisco, John Graham, like Dean Lee, like all these amazing dancers, like who, I idolized. And I'd literally just left college.
Right.
I don't even think I'd left college. I might have still been in college. And I went into the private call. So was like 200 people queuing outside and I got called into the private call.
Right. Is that just because you had connections?
Yeah.
Right.
I had no place being there. Like I went in and they taught the first 8 and I was literally like, I have no fucking idea what's going on. And that was the first time I'd ever met John Graham. And he doesn't remember this, but I was at the back struggling like hell. And I remember it like it was yesterday, which is crazy to think like how close we are now. And he's been my mentor, like the big bro. And
he had no idea you even existed.
He had no idea. And I was like, I couldn't do it. And I asked him for help, and he started teaching me the combo.
Really?
Yeah, like and going over it with me. He doesn't remember it, but I was like, yo, that's crazy, right? Now to think
that's nuts
of our relationship now. So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, that was a audition I should never have been at. So yeah, my success rate of auditions has been pretty high. If you think of success as getting to the end or near the end.
Yeah, I guess that's the main
I
question.
always think if you can get to the end, and you don't get a job, you're good enough to do the job.
Yeah.
Because you got to the end. Normally then it comes down to is there an opposite height, look? There's something involved with it, right? But the one thing which I always have kind of prided myself on, and I'm not like this in any other area of my life, is I've always prepared for an audition.
Gotcha.
I don't prepare for anything in life. You know me, I wing every day. Like I go in, I just gotta figure it out. But auditions, I research the hell out of what I'm auditioning for. So like...
Just like watching videos of like the
so
artist or
start
whatever.
off with, if you know what the audition is for, look it up. Like figure something out. If it's for a certain artist, go and listen to their music. Go and look at their vibe. Go and figure out what they normally have. What's their normal look? Like find out who the choreographer is. What does the choreographer like? What dancers do they normally work with? can you relate to that?
Yeah.
If not, how do you relate to that? So like,
By relate, do you mean like how you move as a dancer?
Yeah, how you move as a dancer, how I present myself. You
like
know?
what kind of outfit?
Yeah,
what style?
like so. Let's say like Brian Freeman, he
Yeah.
loves fashion. Cisco Gomez loves fashion. So if I go in just some trackies and a top,
you're not gonna get it. Right,
not
you're
that
less
you're
like
not,
you're
unless
not
you're
gonna get it.
amazing.
Yeah.
But you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage because they love fashion, right? So you want to go in something that's kind of like fashion forwards and that's going to capture their attention. Because remember, it's all about grabbing attention.
Yeah.
It's not just about being a good dancer. That's one part of it, but you got to get their attention.
You got to get the focus.
So if you can get them to look at you because they like your outfit, then they're already looking at you. Then you just got to be a good dancer, right?
Yeah.
You just got to show up. So like my example would be like, so I auditioned for Jason Derulo and I really, really, really wanted the job. And I was like, cool, let's do some research. And I went on YouTube and I searched his latest song. It was From the Window. No, check that out, what they playing. That's my song. Don't Want to Go Home.
Right.
Dum, 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 dum. You don't know it?
Your singing's lovely.
Thank you.
But I'm not
close.
catching it.
Anywho, so I was like, cool, he's just come out, like, let's see when his last performance was. Oh, it was a week ago. So the night before the audition, I was watching a performance from a week ago of that song. So on live TV.
Yep.
And this job is for an award show for that song.
So
I'm assuming.
It's likely.
I'm assuming it's likely it's going to be the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, it might be different staging, but the choreo is going to probably be the same.
Yep.
Pretty much, right? Or you can get a feel for it. So I watched it and I was like, cool. Looked at the dancers and I was looking at all the dancers. I was like, cool. I can see Cody Wiggins, Lee Daniels, can't remember who else was on there, and Ivan Kmoyov. And I was like, there's one white guy. I'm
that white guy.
I'm going to be the white guy.
Yeah.
So I looked at what Ivan Kmoyov was wearing, and he had a baseball Leatherman's kind of jacket on.
Yep.
And a snapback, a pair of black jeans, and some high tops.
Kind of sounds like your style as is.
So yeah, right. So I was like, cool, that's going to be me. So I watched his track. I didn't learn the choreography, but like I learned the rhythm patterns of the choreography.
Gotcha.
And just by watching it, you kind of get a grasp of like what stuff is.
Yeah,
right?
where things are going to be.
So then I was like, cool. Instead of just turning up to the audition in clothes to do it, I wore the same clothes that Ivan Kmoyov wore on stage to my audition.
Well, like literally, exactly.
Literally, I wore a baseball Leatherman's jacket,
Right.
a pair of black jeans, a snapback, and some high tops. And I was like, I'm not just showing you that I can do the job. I'm showing you I'm already in the job.
In the job, yeah.
Like, you can already see what I look like in the costume. You can already see that I fit the description and the brief. Now I just have to dance at a level and
That's
perform at a level
appropriate.
that
Yeah.
you like, which is a me thing. I have to figure that out.
Yeah.
But I've given you all the other things that you would go, oh, is it going to look right? I've ticked those boxes for you. Do you know what I mean? Now I just have to pull up. And even on the parts where they freestyle, I looked at the kind of freestyle that the dancers were doing to see what they were looking for. You know what I mean? So when I went into the audition, I felt so ready because I was like, I know the rhythm patterns of the song.
Yep.
Like, I know I've got the outfit down. And now it's just about, can I pull it off?
Can you pull it off?
And
And
I did.
was it the same song?
Yeah.
And the same
same
rhythm
song,
pattern,
same rhythm
everything?
pattern, same chorus. The only thing is I was so used to watching it on the screen, I started to kind of like learn it in my head. So then when I was learning it in person, everything felt the wrong way.
Because it was mirrored.
Because it's mirrored.
Sure.
Yeah. But like, do you know what I mean? It was just, to me, I was so prepared that I felt confident as hell. Yeah, like another one is I did Footloose for Strictly Come Dancing to promote the film. And it was Draco Johnson was choreographing.
Rewind. I'm guessing you got the Jason Derulo job.
Yeah, I got the Jason Derulo job. And then the Footloose one, same thing. I was like, right, they're coming. We got an audition tomorrow for Footloose. Draco Johnson's choreographing, Don Draco, and Jamal Sims is the original choreographer, I believe. And then I was like, cool. So let's do some research. Let's see if they've done anything on this before. A week before it was on Dancing with the Stars. Cool. Well, that's the American version of Strictly Come Dancing. We are going to be doing the exact same thing.
Right.
Like, it's inevitable, right?
Yeah.
It's the same stage. It's the same concept. Like, everything's going to be the same. So I watched it and I was like, who can I be? Who am I going to be
that's
out of this
interesting.
cast?
Yeah.
Because they've already cast it, so which one am I? And there was one part where the dancer does all the choreo and then they break into a semicircle and some guy goes in and starts breaking. And I was like, that's going to be me. Because I know I'm not a b-boy or a breaker, but I know I can
can
do
do a few
enough
tricks.
to do like 15 seconds that people are going to go, wow.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm also going to be able to do the choreo, right? So I was like, cool, that's my track. I'm going to be that guy. So when it came to the audition and learning the combo, And at the end, when they go freestyle, I went and I did the same entrance that guy did. So the guy does a round off back tuck and then starts breaking. So I went through, because I was in the second line, I went round off back tuck, and then, because I had space to, and then I started breaking, because I knew that if I can show them that I can already do that, he hasn't got to re-choreograph anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, that's interesting.
So it was like, he can just go, oh, dope, you're going to be that guy. You
Right.
did round off back tuck and then into this. I didn't end up doing a round off back tuck on the day. I did a kick moon, but that's fine. Like, I just had to make sure I got the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just kind of made it work. And it was like the over preparation kind of made me feel really confident within myself
For the actual day.
If
you were to bottom line that last 5 minutes of chat in one sentence, what would that tip be? Because this is tip number 1, I'm guessing still.
Yeah. I'd just say, just be prepared. Do your research.
Do your research. Yeah,
Like,
I think do your research.
Figure out the choreographers, figure out who they like, figure out if they've done any past performances, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Because imagine going to like audition for a choreographer and you have no idea who they are or what it's going to be.
Yep.
That must be so hard. And I've done ones like that. Mm-hmm. And you always feel a bit like, then maybe you're taken by surprise. Maybe you think it's going to be something and it's something else. Because you don't really know what you're getting yourself in for.
Have you ever prepared for an audition and it's backfired? So you've studied a choreographer, blah, 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 blah. And it's something totally not what you expected.
Not really. Like, nothing that I've prepared for in that much depth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, not that I can think of. Like, I know that's probably not what the answer you wanted to hear.
No, not at all. But
no,
that's a good thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It goes to show the due
not
diligence pays
that
off.
comes to mind,
Gotcha.
What else would we say? So, prep. Another point would be early. On the day of your audition, give yourself I always give myself an hour.
Yeah, you literally said this to me yesterday.
An hour, yeah, I said this to you yesterday. Well, I do it for every job. I do it if I'm teaching. I do it if I'm rehearsing. I give myself an hour. So if I start at 8:30, I'm going to plan to get there for 8, but then I'm going to give myself half hour problem time.
Yeah, problem time.
Like problem time. So essentially I'm aiming to get there an hour before my call time or an hour before my start. Imagine going to an audition and not giving yourself time and your train is delayed or you hit traffic or something. So your energy entering the room, when the room is already full, you might feel flustered. You might feel stressed. You've been rushing through the tube. Are you going to be in your best mindset to perform, to showcase yourself? Probably not. You're probably going to be pretty flustered.
Yeah.
You might be thrown off. You might be hot and sweaty. You're going to have some sort of stress and anxiety before even thinking about auditioning. You're just thinking about getting there and it's causing a problem. Auditioning is already a high stress scenario for most people. You don't want to be late. So avoid that at all costs. Make life easier for yourself. Yeah, you might have to get up earlier. Like, yeah, I know that's not the easy bit, but you want to get the job, like remove that extra stress from yourself.
Yeah.
Also, if you rock up late, what does that look like if the people who are auditioning you are already started? Or if they're already there and you walk in 1 minute before you start? What message does that give to them?
Yeah,
they already could be like, oh, this is the late person.
Yeah.
They could already be like, oh, they're not going to make it on time.
If you're late for the audition, you're gonna be late for the job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Possibly. You don't know. Like, it could be one person's pet hate is like people being late.
I hate people being late.
I hate people being late.
I hate it.
Yeah. Like, but do you know what I mean? Like, so just if that's not two good enough reasons, I don't know what is.
No.
Like,
Agreed.
just be early. Like,
and that's the same with all things in life, to be honest. Like
my audition for Magic Mike, what was it, like a month ago now? I was there like an hour and 45 minutes early. To a point where I was so early, I was fucking bored. But
then you can
better
fill
than
your
being
time.
stressed, right?
Yeah.
I went and got a coffee because I knew I had time. I had a stretch, like
Wait, you actually stretched?
warmed up, touched my toes twice, like made sure my hips could body roll and grind, like made sure I could get my sexy on. But like, you know, better than being late.
Yeah.
Better to be early and have to kill time.
Yeah.
Than be trying to pick
make
up
up time. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, being early is definitely a huge one. I mean, we're not going to do these in order because I guess we could jump everywhere. But one that I've really found helpful is bringing spare clothes.
Okay.
Which people don't really like. I don't know, girls probably bring outfits.
Right.
Like, for sure girls do because they're way more organized than most guys. But like, I know dudes don't really bring outfits. Like, for me, I'll always bring, not like a full outfit, but like a load of t-shirts to change in.
Right.
Because say you get really sweaty learning it, and then you don't get to dance it for like an hour, and you got to let that dry sweat gross on you, and you feel disgusting, and you don't feel good about yourself. Well, you're trying to showcase yourself to the highest of your ability and the highest you want to be perceived, right? So if you feel gross and sticky, are you going to perform like you're 100% you? Like, are you going to look like you're 100% you if you got like salty sweat marks on your top? Like, no. Bring a spare t-shirt. It's very little effort for such huge rewards.
Gotcha.
Like, or say you get a call back. You don't want to go back in the same sweaty ass top. Like, granted, you might not want to go back as a different character in a complete different outfit, but if you're just wearing a t-shirt or a vest, find one that's similar and bring a spare.
Bang it on.
You know, like, or say you spill coffee on yourself in the morning because you're late and you're rushing. You shouldn't have had time to get coffee if you're late.
Yeah.
But all these different things, you're eliminating problems, right? Like I say to everyone, auditioning is like a game. It's not just like you go in to get a job. You've got to really be tactical about it.
Yep.
So all these things are just going to help you. So bring some spare clothes.
Squid Games, dance vibes.
Yeah, bring some spare clothes. Also, girls, I know you probably got your shit together. But for the past 5 years, probably longer, I haven't done many auditions in 5 years. Guys, what are you wearing to auditions? Why are you dressed like you're at the fucking gym? Like, I go to auditions and I look around and I see like loads of college graduates in like joggers and a t-shirt. I'm like, you're trying to sell yourself.
Is that not just like where, quote, dance fashion is at the moment?
I don't know, but you want to show the person in front of you at your best. You don't want to show them you in a pair of Adidas tracksuit bottoms and a t-shirt.
That's literally me down to a T.
Yeah, but like, not when you're auditioning to go on fucking VMAs.
Okay,
or
so
like if you're auditioning for someone to pay you, for someone to hire you, like it'd be like me saying to you, yo, come and view this car, you should buy it, and it being covered in shit.
Right. So
like,
I don't know if this
clean.
is one of your tips, but what would you, if you were a guy auditioning now, what would you wear?
I always used to wear like similar things. I always wear a pair of jeans without fail.
So you do it in jeans?
Every audition I've wore jeans my whole life. I've never wore joggers. Never ever.
That's interesting.
Always wore jeans. Just buy stretchy jeans. Go Primark. They're £12 or some shit.
Primark.
They stretch. These. Literally these.
Primark.
I dance in these.
Primark.
Like a pair of stretchy jeans. Like, and then all you need is a tank top. Or you can wear a short sleeve shirt if you want to. You can just wear a t-shirt. But already jeans looks better than joggers. Because jeans you'd wear on a night out. Joggers you fucking wouldn't. So why are you wearing something that you wouldn't even be seen in public? Or something that you wouldn't be seen where you're trying to look good, but you're trying to sell yourself to someone who's giving you money.
Again, I think like this is obviously such an outside perspective. Like tracksuits are really in. Like people go out in tracksuits now.
Yeah, but tell me when you've watched an award ceremony or a performance.
True.
And you've seen people on stage in
I'm not defending it for the record. Again, this is like an observation.
Yeah.
But I do feel like tracksuits are kind of like a fashionable thing now.
For sure they are. 100%. If you're a chav.
Not saying yes or no.
No, but do you know, you get what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah.
Like, present yourself, man.
No,
like,
I think...
treat it like it's a date.
Yeah.
You're trying to win a girl over for the first time. Like, if you go in tracksuit, we need to have a chat.
Sort your fucking life out.
Like, unless you're going to the park for a walk or like on a hike or something like that. Like, you know, present yourself.
Yeah.
You want to show yourself to the highest of your standards.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Or if you're auditioning for a job where you do wear tracksuits, wear a tracksuit.
Wear tracksuits. yeah.
But
And
if you
do
know
always
that
wear-
you're just gonna look, if you're probably gonna wear a suit on stage, I wouldn't show up in a tracksuit. I wouldn't show up in a suit, but I'd find somewhere
in between.
in between.
Do you always wear a hat?
I always wear a hat because it's my comfort place.
Yeah.
But if they ask me to take it off, I'll take it off, and I have hair product in my bag,
Right.
so I can do my hair if I need to.
Yeah. Because I don't think I've
Always.
ever seen you without a hat.
I always wear a hat to every audition because a lot of the time ginger goes against me, so I can hide the fact that I'm ginger.
Right. And then once they book, you're like, hey, I'm ginger, by the way.
or I get to the end and they go, oh, we actually don't. It's worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's for somewhere I need to be a hunky guy, or like it's for a urban-y kind of artist. Like ginger doesn't fit that mold. However, if I'm auditioning for an advert, or if I'm auditioning for something like cheesy, never wear a hat.
Oh, okay.
No, because I want the ginger. Like, you're probably gonna hire me. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want
Something that
you want
stands out a
the
bit
you
more.
want a Benetton advert. You want everyone to be diverse.
You
Like-
said hats are like a comfort zone. I can definitely relate to that because if I dance, I wear a hat. What is it about hats and comfort for guys? Because guys often wear hats, right?
Yeah, I've no idea. I just know for me that I love wearing hats.
Do you reckon it is? Don't take this the wrong way. Do you reckon it is because you're ginger? And like,
Do you know
that's
what?
a way of covering.
I
like,
never liked wearing hats ever. My whole childhood, I never wore hats.
Right.
Like I always just had my hair, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I got to like 17, 18 and started wearing them because Glenn Ball wore hats, and I wanted to be like
Right.
Glenn Ball. And then I don't know, just wore them ever since. Like I also think it's a lazy thing. I think I hate doing my hair.
Yep.
I hate
Yep.
if I do my hair and it gets messy, and then I've got to walk around looking like a fool all day.
Mhm.
Putting a hat on is just easier.
Easier.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm a hat guy.
I'm
I
a
think
hat
you
guy.
either are or you aren't, right?
Yeah.
I'm
No,
a hat
agreed.
guy. So yeah,
Right. So that one was bring.
spare clothes,
Spare
and
clothes.
don't dress like a fool. Where to stand. Now this is a real good one that I
Okay.
see people doing wrong, and that I've seen people do wrong. So it all depends on what kind of learner you are. So when I say where to stand, I mean when you're in the room and you're learning the choreography.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're someone that picks up really fast, for sure, stay in their eye line.
Right.
Stay at the front or somewhere in their eye line. Or if you're someone that doesn't pick up really fast, you don't want to stand at the front.
Gotcha.
Right? Because you don't want to show them that you don't pick up fast.
Yeah,
You don't want to show them that you might take you 5 more run-throughs than the person next to you.
Mm-hmm.
So be out of sight. Be somewhere in the corner. So let's just say, for now, you're the person who can't pick up really fast and you're in the corner. You don't want to be hidden away, though. You still want them to know you're there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is, if you have a question, ask that question. But make sure it's not a dumb question. Make sure it's a smart question. Like, if you're...
Give me an example. I need to put you on the spot.
Don't ask a question about a detail if they've already give it to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you have a genuine question and you genuinely think that they haven't given you the information on it,
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to ask a question, because then they're going to acknowledge you. They're going to notice you're in the room. You're going to build some sort of
To make a connection or whatever.
connection, relationship. You've had a moment. You've had an
moment.
interaction.
Like what we said last week.
That already
ask the question.
That already puts you maybe a step ahead of the 100 people in the room that haven't had a connection
Mhm.
or an interaction. Yeah, but you're also showing that you care,
Yeah.
as long as it's not a dumb question, and don't ask 8,000 questions,
Gotcha.
because you also don't want to be an asshole. You know what I mean? Like,
Asshole.
yeah, you don't want to keep asking questions
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
sake of asking questions. Yeah. So you're that person. Then when you're comfortable and you feel like you know what's going on, then start putting yourself in the mix a bit more, where you can be more visible.
Mhm.
But if you realize that maybe, oh, I'm in the wrong spot, I don't know what the hell's going on, abort. Like, don't show them that you don't know what's going on. Like, go and figure it out, and then show you at your best when you feel comfortable and you know what's going on.
Do you feel that choreographers and whoever, like, I don't know how to word, like the people that are spotting for you,
Mhm.
Do you think they're starting to build a profile of you in the learning phase?
100%. As soon as
Gotcha.
you walk in the room, which we'll get to.
Right.
They do as soon as you walk in the room.
But which
Say-
is, I guess, what I'm saying, like where you stand in the room. Like if you are a quick learner, you've got quick pickup speed, and you are standing at the front, like how much does that amplify your not your choices?
Well, you're
your,
always
your
well,
opportunity of getting the job.
Depends. So I'm a quick learner. I
Mhm.
pick up, on the scale of picking up out of people, I pick up not the fastest, but pretty fast.
Pretty fast.
But I'm a lazy learner. So I
Okay.
don't learn it and go full out. I
Right.
mark
You're
it and
marking
mark
till
it
you get
and
it.
mark it and mark it, and I mark it constantly to make sure I understand what's going on,
Mhm.
because my learning process is different to someone else's.
Mhm.
So although I'm a fast learner, I don't stand at the front. Also because I struggle to stay engaged. Because if they're teaching quite slow and I pick up quite fast, I get distracted.
Right.
I lose concentration.
Okay, that's interesting.
Do you know what I mean? So I stand a few rows back or at the back.
Gotcha.
But I will do the thing where I'll make sure I get acknowledged. I'll ask a question. Normally I'll try and make it a really clever question,
Mhm.
where I've noticed something, I've noticed a detail that they've not given.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Filling in
So say
the
they
gaps.
do something on a specific timing, or they add a specific moment or a look or a head. I'll go, excuse me, is this meant to be like this?
Mhm.
Like, do you want us to do this? And hope that they pick up on that. I've clocked something that they
They haven't.
that they know what they're doing,
Yeah,
but maybe
yeah,
it's not
that's
something
something
they've given them.
described.
So then they go, oh, He's observant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things
Why-
like that. So
how
I think
come-
it's different for every person. So I never stand in the front row
Gotcha. And why
because
do
I
you
can't engage.
feel that you're a lazy learner?
Because I don't go full out.
I don't think that's like, is
No,
that
no.
the right way to word it? Lazy
Okay,
learner?
I mark everything until I know it.
Is there like a strategy behind that?
It's just my way of learning. I don't
Gotcha.
see the point in going full out learning something because that means I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just using energy and making something full out, right?
Just because like in your classes before you've said mark it until you know it, because then you're guessing.
Yeah,
I guess this is which is why I'm trying to hone into.
Yeah. So I don't want to guess what's going on. I want to know what's going on. So until my brain knows what's happening, what's the point in making my body go full out?
Gotcha. So you mark until you're like, okay, I know what the
I
fuck's
know what
going
I'm
on
doing.
now.
Like some things you can't mark because you need to know what it's going to feel like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like especially if it's like a nip up or you've got to get to the floor and get back up. You can't mark that.
No.
Because you need to know what it's going to feel like.
Sure.
But you don't need to bang the full thing out every time. Also, if depending who you are, in an audition scenario, if you're learning at the front and then you're banging it full out when you get halfway through, you're wasting valuable energy.
Gotcha.
Like, you don't know how many times you're going to dance this thing. You're wasting valuable energy. Do you know what I mean? So it just depends what
like an
kind of
energy
learner you are,
preservation as well.
I think, is where you stand.
Sure.
Also, I think stand by someone who is good.
Okay.
Because if you're rubbish, you might want to stand by, not rubbish, but if you're not if
best in the
maybe
room.
you're struggling, stand by someone who's good because you might be able to copy them. Like in the learning phase.
In the learning phase.
Because
Gotcha.
you might be able to pick stuff off of them.
Yeah.
Like I know if you're stood by me and I'm better than you and you ask me a question, I'll help you.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. You might learn something. You might pick
I
up
would
a
have thought you'd done
detail.
the opposite. You'd
No.
have- That's an effort, but it's a right.
Which we'll get to. I'll help you. So, stand by someone good because you might pick up things that they're doing that'll help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're not in the so much auditioning phase yet. You're still in the learning phase. So that's what I would say. Also, when you're in the room, a different point now. So kind of where you stand, that kind of covered that basis.
Yeah.
Right? So stand where you feel like you're going to be highlighted. Just to recap, if you're not very strong at picking up, don't show them that you're not really strong. If you're really strong and can stay interactive and you can keep your energy up and stay engaged, stand at the front, showcase that. If you pick up fast and you disengage like I do, don't stand at the front because you don't want to show them that you disengage and you get distracted easily. Hide your ass at the back, but just let yourself be seen when it's your time to shine. Or if they go, let's do it in halves, dance it at the front
And then,
make your way back to the back.
Gotcha.
That's what I always do. So if they go, right, split the room in half, let's just have a practice go each, I'll go to the front, roast it, and then go back to my happy place at the back.
Gotcha.
So they've seen, oh, he's really good.
Do people compete for where they stand?
I think
Like
maybe
in my head, like UDO competitions,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone sprints to the front. You got
I think they do.
right.
I think they do. I don't. I think they do. I'm quite confident in that when I get my time to shine,
You'll be able to.
I'll be able to shine.
Gotcha.
But I do think people will be like trying to fight for their specific space or whatever.
And do you think that works negatively against you? Like to me, it shows that you want it, but it also shows that you're kind of out for yourself. That's just like
I think
what
it
I would
depends
imagine.
where you're at in your career, right?
Right.
Like if you're desperately fighting for that job and you want to be noticed and you want to be recognized and you look around the room and maybe you're an even player, then
As in, like,
you
middle
want
of
to
the
fight
field.
for your damn spot.
Right.
But like most of the time I know that if I'm in a scenario where I feel comfortable and confident, I don't need to fight for that spot. I can quite rely on that you're going to notice me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But like if you were like a choreographer holding the audition, would you look at someone who sprints to the front, not sprints, but like actively gets their ass to the front?
Yeah.
Would you think like?
Well, it
would you think of
depends.
like a negative thought process behind it?
It depends, right? If they're really good, then I'd be like, hell yeah. But
Right.
if they rush to the front to show me that
And
they're
they
going
shit.
wrong,
Gotcha.
I'd be like, why are you showcasing your weakness? Right? You're not ready yet. You're not ready to be at the front. Like, that's how I see it.
Gotcha. Cool.
And then, so yeah, where to stand. I feel like we kind of covered that. Your energy in the room. So when you're stood on the side, are you a motivator? Are you an encouraging person? Are you rooting for other people? Are you cheering other people on? All these things people are going to pick up on. So I believe, Like if you're sat in the chair, like as the casting team or the choreographer, and you're seeing someone like rooting for the people, you're gonna go, they're nice.
They're a team player.
They're a team player.
Yeah.
You want team players on your team.
Yeah.
You don't want people who are out to fight for themselves. You want team players who are on their team. So think about what energy you're delivering whilst you're in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you're someone who's maybe more advanced and you see someone struggling,
Go help them out.
go and help them out. Not only to help them out to be nice,
Yeah. But again, team player.
showing you're a team player, showing that you could be a team leader or a dance captain.
Yeah.
Like, so at some auditions, like if my friends are there and they're struggling, like I will always help you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I clock you're struggling and you don't ask for help, I'll come over and go like, yo, bro, this is like this.
Mm-hmm.
If I know that I'm right and they're struggling, yeah, I'm not just the douche which goes around offering advice and help to people,
Yeah.
except from here. But or if someone asks me for help, I'll always offer it
Yeah.
because I'm a good person, and you know.
But
I
also
want them
comes
to
in
help.
full circle. If you're having an audition where you're
And
struggling.
well, it's happened to me like loads
Yeah.
of times. Like people have helped me when I don't know what the hell's going on. If I can't see something, I'll go, yo, bro, what's that bit? I can't see their feet,
Mhm.
and they'll show me. Right. Creates that camaraderie, a team player.
Yeah.
Things
Full
like that
circle.
are going to get picked up on. So I always think, figure out your energy in the room, because I think that can play off for you a lot. Because if you're the person that's budging someone out the way so you can stand in the front line,
Yeah.
or you're a bit of a douche, or you come across rude, they're going to pick up on that. They're not going to want you on that team.
I was thinking about this the other day. You know how like it is connected in some way. So a bit of a tangent. On Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
dancers love to zoom in on themselves now and cut other people out of.
It's your pet hate, isn't it?
It is my pet hate. No, it's not a pet hate.
It triggers
but like,
you.
No,
It triggers you.
What the attached thought process is, to me, that doesn't show team player,
Mm-hmm.
because you're kind of isolating yourself and you're cutting out the rest of the dance. Like let's say you're in a group of 5 and you zoom and you're cutting off like 3 people, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was an employer, and I'm obviously using this from like someone who employs non-dancers, that to me suggests that you're not a team player.
Yeah. So lots of different thought processes come to mind. So say you in this video with 3 beasts who roast you.
Mhm.
You don't want to post a video with you being roasted.
Isn't it better just to not post a video?
Yes, but then that's all some people have that's how people market themselves now. And that's what Instagram is. People have the need to post, right? So
Yeah.
if everyone around you is roasting you, you don't want to post that. You don't want to post, I'm the weak one. I'm the worst of the group.
Mhm.
You don't want to post that. But also, if you're roasting everyone or someone next to you fucks up, you don't want to throw them under the bus.
Yeah.
It makes your video look whack, and you don't want to throw them under the bus. So maybe you cut them out for that. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think of reasons, positive reasons why to
Why
cut it
to
out
do it.
and
Yeah,
why
yeah,
it makes
yeah.
sense. And
Is that a
if
worth-
there's
is that a
4 of you
worthy
and you're
trade-off?
all working as a group and you're doing really, really well, why cut it?
Why cut it?
Like you're showing that you can be clean and blend in with people
That's
because that's your job.
that's kind of like an extended thought process of mine. Is like you want to me, again, very third party, uneducated opinion. You're showing that you can work as a bigger picture.
Yeah, but also don't forget, most of the time, if you watch the people that cut their videos where they single themselves out, they're either on the ends of the dance group or in the back line. You'll never find someone in the front line in the middle cutting it.
Cutting out.
Because
I've seen a couple.
not many though.
Right.
Do
Yeah,
you know
I
what
do
I
see what
mean?
you're saying though. Yeah, yeah.
Like most of the time, it's like I'm at the back right. I'm not really the focus of this video. How do I make myself the focus of this video?
I guess we could go into like a whole conversation surrounding this.
Yeah, but
because a lot
also-
more thought process actually. We'll go back to
But
what we were
also
talking about.
just don't cut your videos.
Just don't do it.
It's quite simple.
Um,
So yeah,
Anyway, rewinding back to what you're saying is like the energy in the room.
your energy in the room. So I think show you're a team player. Show that you're helpful. Show that you're kind. Again, I have other tactics and skills I use which don't necessarily show that. But that's normally when we get nearer the very end, when it's like we're all in this job together.
It's getting a bit cutthroat.
Yeah, when it's that cutthroat moment where it's me or you that's paying their rent, like then I'm the helping part is done. The learning phase is done. Now we're battling it out. You know what I mean?
And
That's how I see it.
If you are on the cutthroat moments, are you still cheering, supporting?
Yes,
high
100%.
fiving,
Yeah,
blah, blah,
I still
blah?
want them to do the best they can.
Yeah.
I just want to fucking roast them.
Gotcha.
And then it comes down to me, like, I don't want to say, like, I use mind games, but, like, I'm quite happy to. If it means I'm paying my rent over you, Like I said to you before, like if they go in a boys audition, right, boys, tops off, and all the boys start doing push-ups, I purposely don't do push-ups. I just stand there and I make stupid sarcastic comments going, boys, if you didn't have it before, you're not gonna have it now.
No. 20
like
push-ups before
20 push-ups ain't gonna change nothing. Should have thought about this a month ago. Like just
Or
so
a year
their
ago.
brains go, oh, like why isn't he doing it? And that might knock their confidence level and build mine.
Gotcha.
And I'm not doing it to be a dickhead. I'm just doing it to go, I need the upper edge because I won this job.
Yeah.
And if they're hiring 2 out of 20 of us, I want to be in that too.
Who was it? Arnold, I always butcher his last name, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He
Yeah.
used to do it for bodybuilding.
Yeah.
He used to like go, small lads, bro.
Yeah.
Something like that,
Yeah.
you know, just to kind of.
And I'll never, and I've told you this before, and I was like, I shouldn't bring it up, but like, my friend Jamie McKenzie, but before, when we were younger, we used to take off our tops and like pose in the mirror and stuff, or like we'd be in the gym, he used to grab my love handle.
Right.
And he'd be like, oh, what's that? And he used to make me feel so self-conscious.
Right.
So self-conscious. So I have done that to people before, where I go, but only to like someone I know. Like I would never just go to a random stranger and bring the love handle. But if I'm thinking like you're my friend, you're about to roast me, as much as I want you to roast me, I'll be like, ooh, hello, like, and play with you, and not in a spiteful way, even though I know it is spiteful.
Yeah.
Like it's in a playing way, and if you did it back to me, I'd be like, motherfucker. But do you know what? Fair play, credit where it's due. It's just like Michael Jordan when he's playing basketball, like. He can be friends with people on the opposite team, but in that game, they're not friends.
No.
Like he's
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
talking you. He's trying to outgame you. He's trying to outpsych you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the same thing.
And the moment the game's over, you'll shake hands again.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
And
Yeah.
I want you to be a winner. And if you get the job over me, then you damn well deserve that job. But I want the job.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I don't recommend doing that to people, but it definitely has helped me.
Do you think there's actually had much of a successful, like, has that helped your success rate, do you think? In
Nah,
auditions?
probably not.
Right. But it's like a little bit of a mental edge for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mental edge. An inch is an
That's
inch.
like the last 2% though, right?
Inch is an inch.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a game of inches. It's like, you could get that, if you get that tiny bit better than someone, that could determine you got the job. If you
Gotcha.
look that little bit more confident than someone, that could be you get the job. You don't know.
Sure.
But my one
But
that
no.
I always do is like, if people start doing push-ups and sit-ups, I purposely don't do that.
Yeah.
I purposely just stand in between them all.
But again, it goes like what we were saying last podcast. If you haven't listened, go listen. You've done the preparation already.
Exactly,
You know, and
which
you're
should
in
have
a
come
good-
under prep. I don't need to panic about that on the day because
No,
I know that I'm going to look good.
You've looked after your body and you've done the physical work beforehand.
I didn't need to do 20 push-ups before it because I probably went to the gym that morning. Like,
Yeah.
before we get there. Or I probably been going to the gym consistently for 3 years or whatever. What else have we got? Energy in the room. Be a smart dancer. Be a smart
You
dancer.
talk about this a lot.
Being a smart dancer will be more beneficial to you than being a great dancer. Being good at steps and being good at execution is great, but if you're dumb and you can't take simple instruction, doesn't matter. So I can recall a few times when people have been dumb dancers in auditions and it's affected their audition.
Go on,
In
define that a
regards
little
to,
bit.
so say they say, right, we're going to have you in groups of 5. We're going to bring you around 5, so I want 3 in the back row, 2 in the front.
And they go stand
And,
forward
and
and
then
back, one in the
they'll
front or some
say,
shit.
we do this. And they say, if you call you out first, you're here, second here. If you've not paid attention and been a smart dancer and you stand in the wrong place, you're already showing them that you can't take simple instruction. So if they can't trust you to stand in a position of 5 places after they've explained it to you, how on earth are they going to trust you to do it on stage?
On stage.
In a high stress scenario?
Yeah.
Or if numbers get changed?
Yep.
They're not, right?
No.
Like, you're going to annoy them. Like, I remember being in an audition and a dancer stood in the wrong place and it really annoyed Brian Freeman. And he called him out on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just don't. You've got to be switched on because it's showing, like, that you can just pay attention. So for me, like, being a smart dancer, just with sometimes the smaller things are the things that pay off. Another time being a smart dancer is listening to instruction, listening to what they're asking for. So we auditioned for a film which never actually went ahead, which sucked. But for Chris Minot, he was like the agent and part of the casting team with a bunch of other people. And they were like, for the part that we were auditioning for, had to be buskers.
Right.
So we had to do choreography and then freestyle. And they kept making a point of like, remember, you're busking.
Right.
So as soon as it finished, everyone would start like doing all their best tricks and stuff like that. So me trying to be a smart dancer, instead of just starting dancing straight away, I walked over, I put my hat on the table and I went, be generous, or something like a silly little comment, and then did my busking.
Yeah, because it showed that you're acting into the role.
I'm being a role.
Yeah.
I'm trying to busk. I'm trying to show you I'm a busker. I'm not just going to freestyle. Mm-hmm. You kept making a point of how you wanted it to be the character. Your character is busking.
They're almost dropping hints of what you should be doing.
Yeah, so listen.
Yeah.
And, I might have been way off.
Read between the lines sort of thing.
I might have been way off.
Did you get feedback from that audition? As in, did you get the job? Yeah.
Like, I got the job. If that's not good enough feedback, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, I've already shown you that I'm smart.
Yeah.
That I've paid attention. I've listened to instruction. Mm-hmm. You haven't told me to do that, but I've used my initiative because you said, play up to the character.
Yeah.
It's just being a smart dancer. And see, being a smart dancer can sometimes just come to listening to instruction.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be anything super magical. Just listen to instruction. Mm-hmm. Be a smart dancer. Because no matter how dope you are, if you're stood in the wrong place, they're not going to trust you. So, yeah, be a smart dancer is a huge one. And there's loads of ways you can be a smart dancer. But those are two in an audition, which I think really pay off quite well. And then let's probably say my final one, because I feel like we've done quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. We're already an hour deep.
When you come to your freestyle. So normally in an audition, you'll go front and back line. You'll do the dance once, freestyle, and then you switch, do the dance and freestyle. So what's your skill set? Let's say, for example, I can do tricks and breaking, mm-hmm. and I look around me and I go, oh, so can 3 other people in my group. Right. Should I just do my tricks and breaking on my first one? Or should I save it?
Up.
There's different thoughts, right? So if I'm front bang center, then yeah, probably do it on the first one because you're right in front of them. If you're in the back line, maybe don't do it on the first one because if someone is in front of you, they might watch the person in front of you.
Yeah, they're going to gain the attention.
But also, my trail of thought was always, and this is what I've kind of always done, that if we do it twice, I will do something good on the first one, and on the second one, when everyone's knackered,
you do something
because
better.
everyone's gone full out on the first one, I do something better on the second one. Mm-hmm. So then the second time, I'm what they're left watching. Mm-hmm. The end, before they line us up and say, please go, I'm the last thing they think about.
The last thing. Beginning, middle, and end. End's always the most important part, right?
Yeah. But again, if you're positioning, or you're only going to get one good round and you're in a good position, use it then. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If you're in an audition and they go, you only do it once and you have to freestyle at the end,
kill it.
Kill it.
Yeah.
You just go for it. But also, use your strengths. But if there's a person next to me who's a way better breaker and b-boy than I am, but I'm probably going to be better at choreo, I'm going to put a lot of focus in making sure my choreo is dope and then roast to the highest of my ability, doing the breaks and breaking and tricking. Even though they're going to be better than me, I'm going to highlight that I'm better than them at the choreo part.
Choreo, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I can also try and match them on the other bit. Mm-hmm. Also, when it comes to the freestyle, is before the dance starts, a lot of the times they play the music and it's, say you've got like 2/8, people start like freestyling and going ham. For me, I don't think you want to go ham at the beginning because you don't want this to happen, gauge their attention, and then when you start the choreography, you don't want the energy to drop.
Right. You
don't want it to be like, do you know what I mean? You don't want it to come up, and then when the choreography starts, the bit that you're trying to showcase of what's theirs, you don't want the excitement to drop down.
Gotcha.
You want it to gradually keep growing.
So you're suggesting to freestyle, but at a lower tier than what the choreo is.
Do something, but not nothing. Like most of the time, I'll just have a little 2-step. Mm-hmm. I'll show you that I can groove. I'm not going to be doing moves. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to be 2-step, having a little head bob, like showing you that I can relate to the music, look confident whilst doing it, not looking at the floor. Like I'm proud and I'm hopefully going to capture your attention just by my presence, as opposed to what I'm doing.
What you're doing.
Because I'm hoping that you'll look at my confidence and my stature and I'll give off an energy that they go, oh, he looks like he's about to kill it. And then fingers crossed I kill it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
go on, bottom line that.
Just be smart about when you're choosing to freestyle. Like, use your positioning in the room or your skill set to your advantage. Mm-hmm. Like, and there's a dope video of X Factor 2010 auditions for Brian Freeman on YouTube. It's quite easy to find. Just type in X Factor UK 2010. You don't have to bring it up. It's the longest damn video in the whole world.
Gotcha.
But like if you watch all of those rounds and then they go from choreo to freestyle, you can see the people who booked the job just by watching the video.
Right.
Like everyone did a great job, but like there's like Lisa Spencer does it in one and everyone's going ham or doing all the girls are going nuts and she's like just chilling.
Just vibing with
Just
it.
chilling, and she's got some confidence about how she stood, and like it's just you gravitate to it. Do you know what I mean? You get sucked in because you're like, oh.
Do you feel that when people are doing like the intro freestyle, people are so fixated on showing off steps rather than connecting with the music? And do you think there's a trade-off between connecting with the music versus like showing off your quote good moves?
I guess both happens, but for me, I would always say connect with the music and show that you've got presence and confidence, as opposed to trying to show off what moves you can do, because you're going to show that at the end.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that kind of sums up
Go on.
audition tips in a nutshell, right?
Wrap up all 5. Go.
We did way more than 5.
7, 10.
Always be prepared. Preparation before the day. Know what you're getting yourself into. Be early, not on time. Be early. Don't be late. Don't cause yourself more stress. Bring spare clothes and dress appropriate for the audition. Make sure wherever you stand in the room is going to work in your advantage depending what kind of dancer or learner you are. Think about your energy. Support people. Be a positive space. Be a positive energy in the space, not a negative energy. Don't be a vacuum in the room. Be a smart dancer. Just be smart. Listen to instruction. Take in all the information you're told and use it and apply the details in the instruction given. Freestyle in the right places, not the wrong places. And book that job.
Book that job.
And book that job. Are you playing with the damn lights again?
No, this camera's frozen.
Oh no.
Right, go on, you carry on talking.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're finished with these now, so we've got to go into video of the week and booked and blessed. So,
Damn it.
damn it. Do you want to just press pause and we'll
No.
we'll cut it back in?
Video of the week. You want to go over that one first?
Yeah, video of the week first. So,
Hold up.
are we
let
on screen
me
already?
Bring it
I can't
up.
even see the screen today. So, my video of the week is by DC Dance Factory, and they are doing the not very original thriller choreography. But if you know who this man is on the screen, you will know this is why it is my video of the week. This is the incredible Nick Bass. For me, probably the greatest dancer of all time. And if you can find video of Nick Bass dancing in the past 5 years, get out my camera. If you can find a video of Nick Bass dancing in the last 5 years, I'll be very impressed. So, the fact that we've actually got footage of him not just dancing, but doing it in a costume and doing Thriller, made my day. He's been a hero of mine since I was probably 19, and I think he's definitely one of the greatest dancers of all time. He's worked for everyone. He did MJ, he's done Janet, he's done Chris Brown, literally you name it, he has done it. I was really fortunate I've got to work with him once, with Misha for the Emmys, but he's my hero. Another reason why this is video of the week is that someone dressed up as a Jabberwocky, and I really found that funny and it made me giggle. But yeah, video of the week, man. And it's pretty clean dance, to be fair. Everyone looks super clean. I like everyone's costumes. And you get to watch Nick Bass dance in 2021, which is rare. And he's doing original Thriller choreo. So yeah, that's why this is my video of the week. Obviously, it's not the most exciting video in regards of production and like
I like the lighting.
creativity is like choreography, because you know it's not theirs, but it's just my video of the week because it just made me so happy to be like, oh my god, it's like rare. It's like finding I don't know, what's a rare animal, like seeing it in the wild that you never get to see. Like
A lion.
yeah, okay, a lion. Like this is like seeing a lion in the wild, like, but seeing Nick Bass on camera, it just doesn't really happen anymore. So that's why this is my video of the week. Shout out to the GOAT, Nick Bass. And if you don't know who he is, go
Get
and
to
find
know.
out who he is. You're not going to find much on his Instagram, because if we go to his Instagram, Jake,
Can I find my mouse? Boom.
Then, yeah, so it's in the description, Nick Abbas.
Let me just zoom in on that.
So here,
Too
Nick
much.
Abbas official. Click on it. About here. Yeah. There you go. He's following 21 people, has 709 followers, and 1 picture.
Nice.
And he's probably the greatest dancer of all time. And I bet most of you have no idea who he is. So please, please do your research. So that is why it is my video of the week. Because he's the best.
He's the best.
He the best. He the best. Next, we have Booked and Blessed. You lost your mouse again.
I've lost my mouse. I'm losing my mind whilst I'm at it as well.
Oh, don't do that. We need that. Our Booked and Blessed of the week is the incredible Amie Mills. Go and check her out on Instagram. It's AMIEMILLSS. This combo is choreographed by her, Becky Wong, and Molly Stebbin, I believe, by the looks of it. The reason Amie is my Booked and Blessed is because I met Amie like 4 years ago, I want to say, 3-4 years ago in Sam Fleet's class. And she was, she was a talented dancer. She looked very young, very new, very fresh, but very talented, lots of potential. And like, it's been really nice watching her over the past few years, like find her own space and develop as a dancer. Like the quality of her movement is really, really lovely. She performs everything really, really well. She's tiny, she's really small. But I think she dances everything nice and big. Like when you watch her dance, like you can't see that she's really short. I mean, I don't really know the girls that she's with. They might be short too. But like she projects all her movements so nice. The choreo that I guess that's credit to all of them because they've all choreographed it. It's really, really nice. The musicality is nice, which unfortunately we can't hear. But go and find it on her Instagram page and you can hear then the musicality. But the choreo is dope. It's got nice different textures, nice different feels. Like lots of level changes. The second section has loads of different grooves. So you have a nice little texture there. They have their own moment. And then they go into nice little groove sections. And they're simple grooves, but they just look lovely. And they make sense. Yeah, she does a nice little loose legs. There you go. Yeah, so Amie Mills is definitely my Booked and Blessed of the week. Because I just feel like she's developed so much as a dancer over the past 4 years. And I think she's going to have a really, really good future. Whatever she decides to do, whether it be performing or teaching or everything. I just rate her. I think she's dope.
Nice.
She's improved a lot. Shout out Amie Mills. But yeah, and shout out to the other girls too, because they should all get credit because they've all choreographed this together. Becky Wong and... It was Becky Wong, wasn't it? Have I just made that up? Yes, I was right. Becky Wong and Molly Stebbin. Look, liked by Mr. Bull Change. Shout out Amie Mills. Yeah, so that's our video of the week and Booked and Blessed of the week.
Booked and Blessed.
Booked
Sorted.
and Blessed. You've got a lovely jumper on today.
I know. I'm repping you, bro.
Repping merch, baby.
Repping merch, baby.
I need to get some more merch, baby. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
that's
need to
us
sort
for
it
the
out.
week. That's another one in the bag.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, guys. So what I want to do is, at the moment, our subscribers on YouTube isn't very high. Once we get to, what we're going to say, 150 subscribers?
200.
200. Once we get to 200 subscribers, I am going to give away a free month pass to the Ins and Outs training program. Or if you can't make it because you might live far away, yeah, we'll do a random select. So out of the 200 subscribers, we'll find some generator which selects one person at random, or Jake will figure out how to do it.
Thanks, bud. Drop me in it.
Or we'll send you some free Ins and Outs merchandise. We'll give you a free hoodie and a t-shirt. We'll get some stuff made for you, and we'll even customize it to your size and your color preference if you wish. So yeah, once we get to 200 subscribers, we shall give away either a free Ins and Outs training program pass, and if you live the other side of the world or you can't make it to Swindon, then we'll give you some merchandise.
Beautiful.
And yeah, shout out to if we get to 200 subscribers.
Which we will.
We will. Hopefully.
10,000 by the end of next year.
Ooh, let's go. Putting them numbers out there. Yeah, and we're going to have some guests on soon, and we've got lots of exciting things coming up. So
Some
stay
big guests
tuned.
too.
Stay tuned. Support the podcast. Follow Jake at Gibson_media_. Follow me at Mr. Bull Change, and follow the podcast at the Ins and Outs Podcast on Instagram. Find us on YouTube at the Ins and Outs Podcast. And share and support with your friends and your family. One love. Peace out. Oh, kicks of the day.
Kicks of the day.
Kicks of the day. We got the J3s. I got cramp. Oh,
I'm so making that the intro.
oh my goodness, that hurts so bad. So I'm just gonna use the other leg.
Bro, you're getting old.
We got Jordan 3, Animal Instinct.
A little bit higher. Can you go a little bit higher?
We got Jordan 3, Animal Instincts. Kicks of the day. Hell to the yeah. Peace out. One love. I need a massage. And we're cut.